My name's Mikhaila Peterson. I'm a 27-year-old mother of a beautiful 2-year-old daughter. I'm the CEO of 2 companies, one being Don't Eat That, my health company, and I'm the creator of the Lion Diet. I've successfully treated myself for multiple chronic severe idiopathic disorders. I've been unmedicated since drastic dietary intervention in 2015, and I'm completely symptom-free. What were my symptoms? Since I was 2, I've had a terrible idiopathic autoimmune disorder that was killing me. I lost my hip and my ankle joints when I was 17 and had them both replaced the same year. I was diagnosed with idiopathic juvenile arthritis, idiopathic hypersomnia. I was taking amphetamines to stay awake, immune suppressants for the arthritis. I was diagnosed with chronic depression, anxiety, and hypomania, medicated for those mental problems since the 5th grade. I soaked my bed with sweat every night. I was itchy everywhere. I scratched myself until I bled in my sleep. I walked around in a haze. I constantly felt like I was falling into a pit of doom. I couldn't remember 6-digit numbers. I felt like I was starving all the time. My nails wouldn't grow without breaking, and my hair wouldn't grow past a certain length. My lips were always cracked, and my gums bled when I brushed my teeth. I had mouth ulcers all the time. Then when I was 21, my skin started to break down. I was dying. I'm not anymore. I'm thriving. I tried the medical route and it failed me for 20 years. I want to be able to show you guys what I learned, what I researched, what I spent the last 7 years trying to cure. I want to share all that information with you so you can become a boss. This is Dad and I in 2011 before any dietary intervention.
The year my daughter also developed arthritis, and the year she developed arthritis, we also bought a wreck of a house. So we bought it the day before she was diagnosed, and I spent 6 months running around trying to get Mikhaila sorted out and fixing up this house and not watching my light. And that Christmas, it was not good. I thought that it was unlikely that I would be able to go back and lecture.
I really don't know how I'm on antidepressants now, and I don't know how anybody in my family would have really survived without them.
Not pretty. I spent the next 4 years reading as many scientific articles as I could get my hands on to try and figure out the underlying cause of my mysterious illnesses. I've read thousands of papers. They eventually led me to the conclusion that gluten could be irritating my gut, and maybe that was causing an immune response. This is early 2016 after 4 months of dramatic dietary intervention.
She was also sleeping 16 or 17 hours a day. Now, Mikhaila's had extreme fatigue, like terrible extreme fatigue for years. She was taking Adderall in the morning to wake up so that she could go to school.
Yeah, it wasn't just when the depression lifted, let's say, so in October when I went down on my antidepressants and in November when I stopped taking them, it wasn't just that something was gone. I was actually I thought that not being depressed meant you were at 0, so you weren't miserable. Mm-hmm. But I actually got happy, so I was walking down the street smiling, which I thought normal people didn't do. The irritability went away, so I didn't feel like killing everyone when I was driving, for instance. The irritability went away.
Remind me not to drive near you when I'm... Anyway.
No, it's gone. It's fine now.
Good.
But that was the first thing that went away with the depression is the sadness, the anger, and the irritability. That went away. Then the fatigue went away, which was huge.
I started trying to figure out what I was reacting to, and I suffered from horrible food reintroductions.
I got in the shower and I bawled in the shower and thought, how could I be so naive to think that my horrible autoimmune disorder and the depression and everything was caused by food? Like, what an idiotic thing to think. How could I be that hopeful? And then I had to remind myself, okay, no, you ate a whole bunch of this food, then you had this digestive distress, then you got itchy. And now the depression is back. There's clearly a pattern here, but it was hard to think like that when I got that depressed.
And this is me now. This is me on the Lion Diet. The Lion Diet is strict, and it'll fix your problems and turn you into a boss human. I've seen thousands of people recover using this diet. It sounds crazy, but it's true. It involves only eating ruminant animal meat. Organs are fine. High fatty cuts, like ribeye or ribs. Salt and water. It's as simple as ruminant meat, salt, and water. I've been following this diet for almost 2 years with my dad. My diet has been featured in BuzzFeed, The Atlantic, The Times, The Guardian, and many other news sources. Turns out everything we've been told about health is a lie. I don't have scurvy or vitamin deficiencies. In fact, I'm healthy now, thriving. I fast as well. It naturally happened, part of being a carnivore. When I had recovered enough from pregnancy and being half dead, I started adding in other lifestyle improvements. Fasting, and I mean extended fasts with only salted water. Exercise, cold water therapy, etc. I've cured bacterial infections that the medical community couldn't help me with. My mom and I had C. difficile for a year and a half. That infection kills people. It was terrible. I cured both of us. Life isn't easy for some people, but you can get on top of it, and I'd really, really like to help you. I've helped thousands of people already, and my goal is to help millions. So I'm here to say, you can be a lion or you can be a sheep. I thought life had dealt me cards I was stuck with, but I wasn't, and neither are you. If I can turn my dad's health around, he lost 50 pounds, got rid of his autoimmune disorder and his mood disorder, and stopped dying myself. That was no easy feat, by the way. You have heard autoimmune disorders are for life, right? They're not. If I can heal myself from incurable illnesses, you can do it too. If your life isn't optimized, you have the power to change it. I'd really like to help. If you want to optimize your life and climb to the top of the dominance hierarchy and become a lion of a human, give me a follow. The diet sounds nuts, but it's really not. Or you can follow the mainstream, say, but my scientific study says, which is probably flawed, and remain a sheep. I'm choosing to be a lion. And I don't care what anyone says I should do or say. I'm going to heal people and try and alleviate pain. I don't want anyone experiencing the amount of suffering that I went through. Nobody deserves to live with illness. It's a prison. It's hell. I'm not a nutritionist or a dietitian or a doctor, and I wouldn't become one if someone paid me to. I have experience instead, actual experience. I want you to feel like I do, like an apex predator who owns this world. I'd love to help. Welcome to my channel.